What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today we are going to be doing an interesting video. So, what we are going to be doing is we are going to be going over the best team in NBA 2K21 MyTEAM. So we're going to be using, obviously, the lineup screen for that because I don't have the team. And also comparing it to the best team in NBA 2K20 and which one is better. Just because a lot of people are talking about the pacing of the game this year. They're saying, oh, they're releasing Dark Matter cards. Game's already dead. Even though one of the funniest things is people always say the game dies when 99 overalls come out. Yeah, views wise, it's otherwise. I'm telling you, and I can guarantee you player base wise for 2K it's otherwise, because they would not be releasing 99 overall cards if it wasn't making them more money. I can guarantee you for every one player that quits for the 99 overall cards, an extra 5 players come in. But before we get on to, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are like 400 subscribers off hitting 236k. We're trying to hit it by the end of the weekend, which would be absolutely insane. Like, we initially had 235k as the goal. If we get a 236k, that would be just absolutely incredible by the 15th. Huge thank you guys for all supporting the channel recently. And anyway, now let's get on to the squads. So, if we're talking about 2K21, and I'm going to take positions into account. So I'm not going to take positions into account, so I'm going to play 2 guards at point guard. I'm not going to play with like guys in their primary position. So it's going to be a little bit different to the team I had earlier. And it's not only cards you can buy. So point guards, I think we all understand the best one is Luka Doncic. And then the second best, I know some people are more comfortable with Lonzo Ball, but for me, it's between Magic and Navarro, and I'm going to go for Juan Carlos Navarro as the best backup point guard. So Navarro is like that Dwyane Wade from last year, base 98 on quick. He's got the Curry slide. He's got, obviously, great animations. Doncic has actually got X on quick, which is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. So both of these guys similar level release wise. Current gen Navarro better, next gen Doncic better in my opinion, and both of these guys just incredible dunkers, incredible overall players. But then we have got NBA 2K20, and these 2 point guards, no offense, absolutely blow them out of the water. Like, these point guards, there's not even a comparison to be made. On the 13th of March 2020, we got Ben Simmons Prime. And if you guys don't know what Ben Simmons Prime was, and to prove to you guys, we are here on the 13th of March 2020. Like, look at the cards that were released on this day. We have Ben Simmons Prime. We got the Zach LaVine card. Zach LaVine, this version of this card with Hall of Fame range, Hall of Fame clamps. I could play point guard with Zach LaVine base. This version of Zach LaVine would be in over with Trey Burke base. Maybe he'd be in the conversation, but he might be in over one of those. But Ben Simmons, and the funniest thing is that I got Ben Simmons in here. When he evoed up, the guy, when he evoed, he has bronze range here. But when you evo him, he went to Hall of Fame range extender. He had a 93 pointer, Hall of Fame range extender, basically perfect defensive stats, a good release. He also had the Pro A tween and 35 hops. So yeah, Ben Simmons going in. And the scary thing is, Ben Simmons wasn't even the best point guard in the game. That honor goes to glitched Giannis Antetokounmpo. So let's have a look at what this Giannis card was like. He came out on the 6th of March 2020. So on the 6th of March 2020, a couple of good cards came out, like AK, like Giannis. It was a week before. So there was Giannis Antetokounmpo. He had 30 Hoffs, and those Hall of Fame badges included flexible, difficult shots, a gold range extender. Look at the defense. Look at the defense. He was better. Was way better defensively than the Giannis we have now. Had a 3-pointer of 84. Obviously, the plus 10 is with the duo. He had an 84 3-pointer, which is like 9 better than which is 4 better than the Giannis we have now. He was literally better in every single way in the Giannis card we have now. And he could also play point guard and could get range. So, yeah, Giannis was ridiculous. He was ridiculous. And actually, to further prove a point, I'm actually going to play I'm going to play Simmons put Simmons at power forward instead. Because with his range extender, he was just god tier. And we're actually going to put in Levine, who is borderline, who is an equal to this Luka Doncic card. I don't care what he says. This Levine is an equal to this Luka Doncic card, because this Levine had the Pro A tween last year. He could tween span. Like, he could dribble through people by tweening. Like, all three of these guys could dribble glitch last year. He had the dribble glitch behind the back, and 2 of these guys had the Pro A tween. So, yeah, people are talking about the Curry slide. Nothing on dribble glitching last year. So far, it's looking like a landslide for 2K20. So now in 2K21, when we're looking at 2 guards, I think most people will put Jordan in. Most people will put Michael Jordan in, and then, I mean, for me, it's probably like Malik Sealy. Or you put in like a, yeah, I think you gotta put in like a Kawhi or a Malik Sealy. Some people will like Scotty, or maybe a T-Mac. I'm gonna put in Tracy McGrady just to not annoy people, but for me, Sealy's better. And then in 2K20, we also had Tracy McGrady, who was not this card. Like, T-Mac was without question the best card, or the best 2 guard in the game, and like it wasn't even close at this stage. Like, there's no one in 2K20 that compared to T-Mac. And then at a 2 guard off the bench, you could play him at the 1, or you could play Levine at the 1. You could play Levine at the 2 if you wanted. Dwyane Wade. Dwyane Wade in that game was a completely juiced up version of the Navarro card we have right now. I want to see when he was updated. So can we see it right here? So he was updated on the 29th of February. That means people got him, 28th of February. That means people got him quite early. The guy had 59 Hall of Fame badges and was out at the start of March. This stage last year, we had a 59 Hall of Fame badge, essentially 99 every single stat Dwyane Wade, with half range extender, half flexible, half quick draw. He had no steady at the time, which was an objectively bad badge. He also had the Pro 3 behind the back, Wade base with half quick draw. Wait, was it half quick draw, if I'm not mistaken? Wade base and half quick draw, the fastest release in the game. Like, there is no comparison. He's like Juan Carlos Navarro this year on steroids. Like Wade, significantly better. The Tracy McGrady card we had last year versus the T-Mac card this year. T-Mac's good this year, by the way. Like, T-Mac's really good. So, like, if we're talking about Tracy McGrady, like, a lot of people are kind of forgot about how good this card is. Like, he still has everything. Like, he's still got 96 speed. He's still got 24 hoffs. All the key badges Hall of Fame. Let's not forget about that. Showtime is a lot more overpowered in the game this year. And he's obviously got Hall of Fame Showtime. Trey Burke on quick, which I don't think is quite as fast as half quick draw Trey Burke. But, like, look, it was still a pretty fast release. But he came out in this batch of cards. So this Tracy McGrady with 39 hoffs. He did not have a dribble glitch, which is a big thing. He did not, in fact, have a dribble glitch. He did have half range, half quick draw, half tireless. Like, he did have more badges, like half interceptor and stuff, which I don't think this Tracy McGrady has. He has way more defensive badges. So he's just better defensively. But I think in terms of, like, Pro 1's a really good escape on next gen, especially. I think overall the other Tracy McGrady is better, but I don't think there's too much in it. A lot of the key things they do similarly. And then this Jordan is he's just an overall incredible card. Like, this Jordan is better than the Opal Jordan from last year. I'm just saying. And the Opal Jordan had more Hall of Fame badges as far as I'm aware. As far as I'm aware, he came out on the 15th of February, or 14th of February, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he was an all-star. Him and Vince Carter, they just weren't as good. Like, 38, one less Hall of Fame badge. You couldn't add any badges to him. And he didn't have a dribble glitch last year. Whereas this year, he's at least got the Curry slide, which is the most OP over animation. As well as that, Jordan on quick feels like Jordan on goal quick draw, which I'm pretty sure he only had, if I'm not mistaken, he was Jordan on goal quick draw. Yeah, he was Jordan on goal quick draw. So Jordan's release this year is better. This Jordan is significantly better than that Jordan. But is this Jordan significantly better than Levine? That's the question. I think he is. I'm gonna say this. Actually, not Levine a Pro 8. I'm going to say Jordan's better, or Levine's better, but very, very close to the Michael Jordan this year. Then the small forward position this year, where everyone's running power forwards. So we got Durant. I'm going to put Durant in, and I'm going to put in Paul George. Or we can put in Zion at one of these positions. I don't know if you want to run Zion a small forward or power forward. These guys are insanely, insanely good cards. Like Paul George, he's got that Curry slide, so he's got that absolutely elite animations. He's a 97 overall, 94 speed. He's got those 29 hops, 94 3 ball, low shot IQ. He's got an 82 block, which is pretty good. Decent post hook, good offensive and defensive rebounding, and 29 Hoff badges, which is insane. And funnily enough, there was a guy that will be very close to making the team. He does not make the team. Let's actually compare him to his last year's Paul George leap year card. So Paul George leap year had 29 Hoffs. This one is 29 Hoffs as well. He actually has more gold badges this time around. He actually had 50 intangibles and a block rating of like 50, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, only 50. Only a 60 post hook. And he didn't have like Curry slide or anywhere near as good animations. So this Paul George is nowhere near, in my opinion, as good as this year's Paul George, even though he's a rating higher. So we definitely got a better like second top tier Paul George this year. But neither of those guys make the team. It's actually Kevin Durant again. So Durant came out in February. He came out right after All-Star Weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he came out right after All-Star Weekend. And it's a pretty close one between Durant right here. Actually, I think I know what I'm going to do. Yeah, I know what I'm going to do with this squad. So Durant goes in there. And off the bench, we got Kawhi Leonard. We got the Kawhi Leonard card right here. So, Kevin Durant, he came out in this batch of cards here. It was an OKC card. And then Kawhi Leonard came out like 3 days before it. These were actually prime cards. They were released on a Thursday, which was really, really weird. Like I just remember these being released, specifically being released on a Thursday, which was very, very weird because we just didn't get any cards on a Friday, which was kind of weird last year. But Kevin Durant had 38 Hoffs. He had an iffy release, I will say that. He had Hoff quick draw, Hoff range. He shot a lot of straight arms last year. He had really good perimeter defense, really good steal. But I'm saying this right now, this Kevin Durant this year is better than last year's Kevin Durant. Like this Kevin Durant is better. He's just better. He doesn't shoot as many straight arms. He plays better defense. And 28 Hall of Fames versus 38, even with 10 less. I'm telling you, this 97 Kevin Durant plays better than this Kevin Durant ever did last year. This Kevin Durant wasn't bad. And I mean, I didn't really like the point guard KD, but for me, the GOAT KD was just God tier. And he could dribble glitch last year, but on next gen, he can Curry slide this year. So, I mean, his dribble glitch was the Pro 2, which was okay, I guess. But I'm going to give the edge actually to this year's Kevin Durant. So, we definitely have the edge in terms of the small forward position. It seems to be for 2K21. However, there's a trump card. So I'm looking at a team, like the team that I was given was from, like the best team was from Xdale, like one of the guys that was on the stream with me for the 250k, and he left out one player that I personally believe is better than this, is better than all these, and it's this Kawhi Leonard. This Kawhi is better than the current Kawhi we have. He's just straight up better. He is just straight up better. Like you could easily put Kawhi in this team as well, by the way, but this one is just straight up better. So he had basically perfect defensive stats, a 97 3-pointer, Hoff range, Hoff quick draw, Ray Allen base, Hoff showtime, which in that game didn't mean as much, but like Hoff clamps. Look at the defensive Hall of Fame badges, basically all the defensive badges on Hoff. 34 Hoffs, which is crazy. And the biggest thing about this card that most people don't remember because we didn't know it at the time, he could tween. The guy was dribble glitching up and down the floor. The guy was dribble glitching up and down the floor. This guy, I used him in a tournament at the end of the year. Like, people were using this guy in their squads. I'm pretty sure Ty was using him in tournament squads, even when you could use Opals. Like, he wasn't as good as Opal Kawhi, but he was like 70k. I was using... This guy was on my unlimited team in July. The only reason this guy got moved out of my unlimited team was because I got this Kawhi Leonard. I bought this Kawhi. This Kawhi was in my unlimited team until I bought this Kawhi. That is how good that the Pink Diamond Kawhi was. When we were talking endgame cards, when I was doing a tier list with Ty, I'm pretty sure we had him in like A tier or B tier. And this isn't, like, he was ahead of half the GO cards. We had Go Kobe in like D tier or F tier. And then we had Kawhi Leonard in like A tier or B tier. He was that good. He was endgame. And he was the best. He was better than both of these cards are right now. Like, Paul George, Kevin Durant, quite similar, but I still don't think they're endgame cards, whereas Kawhi was an endgame card. So I'm going to give the edge to, I'm going to say it's even here. And then power forwards. We had Ben Simmons, and then we had Andre Kirilenko. And I think AK he was a perfect card last year. He was just perfect. I'm not going to say he was this like god tier player at anything. Like you could put in Josh Smith as well. Josh Smith is another player you could debatably put in this situation, in this position. Josh Smith had 35 hops, perfect defensive stats. He's got flexible, he had gold range, he had gold quick draw, and all the defensive badges. But for me, just AK was a different level. 39 hops. Look at his defense. That's 94 three-pointer. The guy at base 11, which was one of the best releases in the game. Wasn't the best, it was one of the best. 90 speed, 89 ball handle. I will admit though, did he have pro? I need to check here, but if I'm not mistaken, he had pro. I clicked the wrong thing. If I'm not mistaken, he had pro 5. Am I wrong with that? Am I wrong with saying he had pro 5 last year? Andrei Kirilenko? He had pro 5 behind the back, pro 2 sides, a pro 1 cross. Like pro 1 cross isn't great, pro 5 behind the back was elite. And this is back when Aldridge base actually was a good thing and not a death sentence for a card like it is this year. So that AK was ridiculously good. And this year the best power forwards, I mean, we got Zion. Zion's an obvious one to throw in. And then let's put Zion a small forward and put Durant a power forward. Zion is a very, very obvious choice there. And what other power forwards are there? Because there's a lot of good primary power forwards. Players, all players, power forwards. I mean, you can put Giannis in. I think a lot of people have like LeBron in. I think I'm going to throw the Giannis in. I think we're going to throw this Giannis in. And the weird thing is that this Giannis is essentially this card from NBA 2K20. Like if we go back to December the 19th, Giannis came out this day. If we go back to this card, where I know he only had 10 hops, but like with the 83 point rating, he played very, very similar to the way the Giannis plays this year. Actually, no, sorry, we had All-Star Giannis. All-Star Giannis from February, here. His was closer. It's 26 hop Giannis. This was basically the Giannis we have now. So 2 years in a row, we basically have the exact same Giannis Antetokounmpo card. 25 hops versus 26, 19 gold versus 31 gold. So more gold, and you could add badges. So he's a little bit better than this Giannis, but he's obviously nothing on the good Giannis we have. But this Giannis, again, defensively he's elite. Defensively he's still elite. He's just not quite as good as the Giannis that we had last year. Then the center position. This is where 2K21 catches up. This is where 2K21 catches up. So we got David Robinson. And we got Jokic, Dirk, AD. A lot of people are going to have a lot of different players. I'm putting Jokic in. And then last year, we had Anthony Davis. Not Davos. We had Anthony Davis. And we also had Kareem. So we had Anthony Davis and Kareem. So last year, Anthony Davis, he was changed on February. I don't remember what date he was finalized, but it was like he didn't get enough. It was long. He got enough. His last upgrade before he came out. And then where was Kareem? He was March the 10th. So this is the last players we're going to look up. So Kareem had 34 hops. He was perfect dunking, perfect on defense. 79 three balls we could hit from the corners. Badges wise, his defensive badges were ridiculous. The thing with Kareem though, is that Kareem couldn't dribble the ball. Yes, he had 92 speed, which is incredible, but he could not dribble the ball. And he had actually, I don't even remember. He had basic dribble 6. He didn't even have a dribble glitch behind the back. And then Anthony Davis, he did not have good dribble 6. He could not dribble the ball. I get to give him a 90 ball handle. He could not dribble the ball, trust me. But he had 99 in literally everything that mattered. And 57 half badges. Like, if there was a half badge, except for quick draw, his release was basically the same as this year's Anthony Davis. He is like a juiced up version of what this year's Anthony Davis is. Like all the defensive badges on Hall of Fame. So I'm going to maybe give the edge to AD over a Jokic. But this year the centers are just better. They are just simply better. Like the difference is like in what they can do. Like a Jokic compared to an Anthony Davis. Yes, his stats and badges are nowhere near as good. The difference is though, he has those dribbling. He can dribble. He can move with the ball. And it wasn't until late in the year when we saw centers like Bam Adebayo. We saw centers like Eddie Curry. Eddie Curry changed the game last year. Like, it was only until like the fan favorite set that we saw these like dribble god point centers. Dino did it a little bit. Those guys changed the game the way it was played. And this year, both of these guys are insane dribblers. Both David Robinson and Jokic are incredible dribblers. It doesn't matter what gen it's on. Yes, he's better behind the back in current gen, but he just moves better on next gen. Dribble style, yes, he can't quick stop, which is a little bit of a problem. But I mean, I think I'm taking the centers this year over the centers from last year. So, which squad would win in a game? Last year's or this year's squad? I think last year's squad is so much more overpowered. Like, we had cards, we had legitimate broken endgame cards last year, and I don't believe the cards are endgame right now. But there's a but. This year we have way more good cards. Like, these guys, like, you could win. You could be the worst player in the world and you can win most of your games with this squad right here. Last year, we did not have anywhere near as many, like, we didn't have the Malik Sealeys of the world. We didn't have 20k cards that you could easily put into a squad like this and you wouldn't notice a difference. Like, if we had Jeff Petrie last year, he would have been seen as a god. This time last year, we hadn't even seen Spotlight Sims. We were still running freaking Lance Stevenson and all of our budget squads last year. So, budget squads are better. I think the mid-tier cards are better. The only thing is that the top-tier cards were way better last year, because this year we've got 3 Dark Matters. Last year, we could have easily made an entire team of 99 overalls. Like, I've missed out on Ray Allen. I've missed out on D. Rose, Dwight Howard, Sabonis. There are so many 99 overalls that I can't even think of off the top of my head that we could have easily added in to this squad right here. However, we basically have got a team right now that, while yes is the best team in the game, we do have a lot of like cheaper alternatives. Whereas we had like 15 to 20 demigods last year and nobody that could compete with the demigods. So I'm way more happy with the pacing this year. I think the card art's better. I think the overall pacing in the mode is better. Yes, people will complain about certain cards, but like, is Juan Carlos Navarro even comparable to this Dwyane Wade? No. Heck, Juan Carlos Navarro is a little bit better than the Opal Wade or the Pink Diamond Wade we got last year. Heck, Juan Carlos Navarro is not that much better than the Diamond Wade we got last year, which was actually fair, it was in the middle of May. But like, Aluka is not a million times better than, say, the Malcolm Brogdon we got last year. Like, the pacing has been so much better this year. And even though the pacing's been so much better, the cards, they're still being able to come out with some really good cards. Like, this is a team I can guarantee you will be able to compete with an endgame. Maybe it won't be seen as a good team in endgame, and it definitely won't be seen as a good team in endgame. Just like if you see like a Pink Diamond Paul George, it still can compete right now, but no one's going to say, oh, that's a great card anymore. But the thing is that 2K have done such a good job of pacing that they're going to be able to consistently release better cards, and they've also kept these cards good enough that they will be competitive the whole year. So if you wasted all your MT on locking in the Age of Heroes set, heck, you could run the whole Age of Heroes team for the rest of the year, and if you're good enough, you could probably win most of your games. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This squad, definitely more OP than this squad, no question about it. Like, you were winning. Like, it was nearly, if I went out with this team in Unlimited last year, and I had most of these players, like, I just wasn't losing. I simply just was not losing. It didn't matter what I did, I was not losing, unless I was playing against someone way better than me. Whereas, if I go out with this team this year, even if I'm playing against somebody who's a little bit worse standard, they're in with a shot, because if they play better than me in any given game, their team isn't a significant amount worse. Even though, so this year, it's a case of the team giving you a little bit of an advantage if you have the best guys, whereas last year, having the best guys was literally the difference between winning and losing most games. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Definitely, they're slowing things down a little bit from last year, but this year's team's still incredible. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.